Okay, Bella, so we're just up to question 8, which is our final question, and we're just really going to summarise what we've been through, and I would love you to just have a little think about these little descriptions and see if you can put a little bit extra to it if you feel you can. So what we're actually asking you to do in this one is answer the questions below about one of the 3 documents provided in your portfolio. So, so I'd like you to look a little bit more closely to the strategies that you have used previously when you plan, you draft, and you edit in one of the documents you provided in your portfolio that you have already provided. So thank you. I'd like, with one of the emails that you had provided previously, describe how you would select your content to go into the content. So when I suppose you're thinking about this, consider like who you were sending that email to, and what was the purpose of sending that email. So a little bit like what we discussed previously about whether it's a formal email or an informal email.
Yeah. So I would think about like the purpose of the email and who my audience was, for the appropriate formality of it, if it's informal or formal, and what tone it has, and sentence structures and checking over spelling, grammar, and punctuation.
Okay, great. I would completely agree with that. And then maybe describe to me how you would identify a suitable structure in your document, which I know that sort of might align with the previous of what we just discussed.
So just the structure of it, making sure it's professional and it's got the correct spelling, grammar, and punctuation, and obviously addressing the audience or send like the person receiving the email.
Okay, addressing the correct audience as such. So you're okay. So the structure of it is suitable for that audience. Would that be correct? Yeah. Okay. All right. And then describe to me one technique that you used or could have used to plan how you would write a document. As in, do you like to do a checklist before you do that? Do you sort of think about it in your head a little bit? What's one way that you find is a good strength in yourself in doing that?
Probably just dot points of what needs to be brought forward in the email. And then after writing the email, checking over that it's concise and clear about what those points were. Okay, so sort of,
do you mean like you're feeling like, so you're going over those dot points and then you're just revising that to make sure you've covered what you've done?
Clearly, and not just like...
So covered clearly. Okay, fabulous. Great. Describe 2 methods you used or you could have used to organise and sequence information. And if you don't mind explaining why you organised and sequenced the information that you may have done. So that could mean a little bit of, you could have done a bit of brainstorming to get to that information. Another way you may have did it was you sort of looking at the bigger picture, or you're going by steps. So you may have like a post-it note and you sort of got little notes on those post-it notes and you're trying to just reassess structurally where you'd like that to go, like it, or sequentially where you'd like that to go. What do you feel
I'd probably brainstorm and put my ideas on post-it notes. And then when writing the email, I would arrange how I put everything like on each post-it note so it sounds concise.
So quite sequenced then, would you feel?
And just working out the best like order.
So do you feel that makes you quite sort of a visual, you need it all in front of you planned?
Yeah.
Or okay, okay, fabulous. I think that's a great answer. So in the text that you did write, point an example of a completed sentence you wrote and tell me why this is a complete sentence. So I think we might not worry about that one, only because we don't have the text in front of us. Is that okay? Yeah. All right, we'll move on. Yeah. Show me one example where you have used an acronym or a phrase that is relevant to your workplace. How could you rephrase this if directing the correspondence to someone from outside your workplace? Or if the document does not contain any workplace acronyms, sorry, or ask the candidate to name an acronym sorry, Bella, used in the workplace, describe one example of how they could introduce or reword for an audience from outside the workplace. So this sort of means about sort of having the ability to replace using more sort of basic language.
Yeah.
Just my reference, I suppose, would be you could have just sent an email about a scheduling time, and it could be quite formal. How could you maybe make that a little bit
informal,
as in like in a workplace environment?
Yeah, so if I was sending an email in the workplace, maybe in like to a customer, I might say dear sir / madam, or their name or whatever. But in a workplace, it might be like hi Kath, and then after that.
So a bit more sort of easy, everyday, plain language. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree. I think that's a great answer. Thank you. Explain punctuation you used in this sentence. So we might just reference what we just spoke about. Point to a sentence in the text the candidate wrote, which we'll reference that again. Name the punctuation marks you used and explain why you did them. So obviously like, dear Catherine, whatever, if you used punctuation.
Yeah, I use a comma after dear Kath.
Yes.
And then just making sure they use full stops and commas throughout sentences so they don't run on too long.
Yeah, okay. And it obviously, when you're using commas and so on, like you're breathing and using breaks, and the sentence makes more sense then.
And it's not just like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's broken up. Yeah. Name 2 strategies you can use to spell unfamiliar words. So do you like to sound them out, or do you use spell check on your phone? I'm just thinking like your younger generation.
I wait for autocorrect, or if
So what's autocorrect on?
Probably the phone.
On the phone, yeah.
But
so
also
is that
on documents, and it's also on emails now actually.
Oh,
as well.
actually, I have seen that. Yeah.
But if I don't like what it's given me, because sometimes it's like the American spelling, I'll search up in Google and it comes up with the Google dictionary.
Okay, so Google Dictionary. I've actually noticed that on my texts and the little icon of the speaker, and you can actually say a word and it, which I presume is like you're speaking out loud a text and you can send it. But I've noticed you can check your spelling on that.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh, that's quite clever. I must admit I have used that a couple of times.
Yeah, actually, if I don't know how to spell a word, like the other day I forgot there was a K in front of knife, I just pressed the button and said knife instead of me. Yeah. Sounds really aggressive, but it was about dinner.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I think it's just that obviously that's what's around you these days, whereas you didn't even bring up dictionary.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even think to, would you? Do Google Dictionary, so it's all digital these days.
I'll probably do somewhere. It's probably got cheating from school.
Okay, so absolutely so good. Last one. Thank you so much for your time. Name one digital tool that you use to check and correct spelling or grammar errors in documents you write, and describe how you would use this tool.
Probably Grammarly.
Okay, Grammarly. Yeah. And what does that do?
It well, when you're writing an email, it tells you what tone it's giving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if it's professional, empathetic, or if it's a bit unprofessional, or if it's a bit more laid back, and it also corrects words and stuff like
Okay,
that.
as well.
And
Yeah.
if you forgot a full stop, or if you could put a comma somewhere, it like tells you that.
So it corrects your grammar, your
Mhm.
spelling, and gives you a tone. Yeah, right. I actually haven't used that, so I might check that out. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time with me. You've actually answered all the questions successfully. So you have passed, so thank you so much. If you, I've marked you competent, and the interview was satisfactory. If you don't agree with me at all, you're quite welcome to, in the logbook, check with Hot Water Training and email them if you have any issues. I also just have a form to fill out for you for us recording this today to confirm that you were happy for us to record this. But other than that, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. You've done very well.
Yeah.
Thank you.